All right. I'm glad to be here with you live again. Just have somebody asking me if I'm starting the stream right now on Telegram. Let me answer Chief here. So today I'm very excited to explore this latest solution that I found actually works better than the two I had available. I'll watch it without joining the stream. Let me see if I can find this YouTube link to share with him. Let's see, YouTube. Maybe it is working this time because I found that my issues with streaming were platform related. They were not hardware, software, or user error. They were issues that Facebook and YouTube were giving me. I've not been actively streaming, so they wanted time to give permission. Like, even though it had let me already on Facebook, for some reason the settings had refused to let StreamYard get in and access it, so those streams were interrupted. I got that fixed now, and hopefully we're live on at least YouTube and Facebook as well as StreamYard. Supposed to be plugged in and streaming live on Float, but that has not seemed to work in the past. I'm not going to bother using up my bandwidth right now to even pull it up and try to watch it. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of these tools and get this put together so that we can start archiving some recorded content for those that aren't joining us here live, because nobody knows who I am effectively. I've been too disciplined for too long with my privacy practices, and I have very little audience. Only now, because of these technologies, am I inspired to break my silence, sacrifice my anonymity, put my face on camera and my voice on record to talk about cryptocurrencies. I've been writing about it for the last few years, but getting on camera and broadcasting in a live stream about crypto on Facebook and YouTube is a whole different level of public exposure in the crypto realm. I've been hesitant to do so, but now there's Satoshi incentives on the other side that I'm discovering, not just through goods and services that may be sold, but streaming this actual content, putting all of these recordings in bite-sized segments behind Satoshi paywalls that are archived on self-hosted servers and decentralized platforms that are distributing them, like Library and Odyssey, BitChute and Float, BitTube. So they're a lot less likely to shut me down when I'm trying to get this message out to people than YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I'm still waiting for permission from LinkedIn to be able to stream at all. I don't know if they're going to give it to me. I've not been using their platform for a couple of years now, at least a year. I found it ended up mostly leading to spam, so I quit posting there. But there is a strong crypto contingent on LinkedIn, more of the professional development and trading sort of realm than the amateur retail traders like on Facebook, and then the whole spectrum that are on Twitter. So those are some of the resources I'm going to be sharing that I've been collecting in these 4 years of full-time deep dive study of Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency realms. All the research I did to write my book, The Tao of Bitcoin, The Tao of Banking. The Tao of Bitcoin Banking is what I called it. I've not been promoting it. I hardly ever talk about it. I wrote it mainly for myself and my friends and family to organize my own research and thoughts in this realm. What happened was I looked at my phone one day and I noticed I had 40 different apps that I was using for my Bitcoin banking operations. And I realized that I knew how they all worked, and there were a couple of them in each of a handful of genres of tools, drawers for my toolbox. But to newbies in the realm, they don't even know that these drawers exist, let alone that there's a handful of tools in each of these categories to deal with these concerns that we don't really worry about until there's money on the line. We can get away with letting our data be streamed along behind us and not really give a shit until there's opportunity cost with real money being stolen because we leaked data everywhere we went all day, every day. Walking around naked is a good way to get spanked. Only until crypto did I realize how much I had been spraying, even with my personal disciplines regarding social media and photography and online activities and business registration and permission, licensing, addresses, the registration, all of these things I've been practicing for 30 years now in the crypto realm. And in the physical realm, long before crypto came around. I was an agorist before the book on agorism was written. I was a couch surfer before couchsurfing.com existed. I've been a Tai Chi couch surfer in the Austin community, building alternative currencies and studying mainstream and alternative economics for 30 years now. I first read the internal revenue tax code regarding Section 26 with personal responsibility for tax income and definition of income and definition of person and such, literally 30 years ago. Most of the people I've met my entire adult life have never bothered to read these rules for themselves, and they just hand over 20 to 30% of their income every year just because everybody else does. Like lemmings, sheep running off the cliff. Voluntary enslavement for free-range slaves is what I've been living amongst my entire life now. I've been a war tax resistor for the last 30 years. I've not ever titled any property in my name except vehicles I've directly purchased for cash from people I knew. And only once or twice have I even financed those with an owner-financed arrangement with somebody that I could shake hands with. I've never taken out any debt or mortgages or credit cards. I've hardly ever had a bank account in the last 30 years. I have been a ghost on paper. And this has prepared me to understand how to operate not only in Bitcoin, but in the lunatic fringe of Bitcoin on the Lightning Network using the second layer protocols. Because I've been using second layer protocols to exist privately in the legacy banking realm for decades now. I've been using money orders. I've been cashing checks at the bank they're drafted on. I've been using cash and paying cash. I've been renting rooms. Instead of signing leases with an apartment, I rent a room in somebody's house. I've not needed any of the credit system whatsoever for the last 30 years. All of this has prepared me to understand how to do this same sort of private level operation in the crypto banking realm using Bitcoin and the Lightning Satoshi protocols on top of Bitcoin. The smart contracts where we stake our Bitcoin in a multi-signature transaction that doesn't ever have to be closed. We can ride on top of somebody else's multi-signature transaction where they stake their Bitcoin by earning Lightning Satoshis directly from them. I've just now managed to integrate my second level privacy protocols for interacting through proxies in the legacy banking system by taking the net spend grocery store prepaid card that I use at a bare minimum only when I need to for certain online purchases. I've done this for the last 30 years. And now I found it is providing better service with better hours and lower fees to use the local grocery store customer service counter for my banking operations than to use the local bank when I was even in the area, because now I'm in an entirely different state and I do all of this virtually, and I don't even bother going to that branch of that grocery store and depositing cash anymore. Now I can just buy other prepaid cards for cash at the groceries whenever I need them here locally. And I do not have any physical banking interaction whatsoever. These entities are completely obsolete, dead men walking. They are arrogant, proud, entitled zombies that do not understand that they are no longer needed and their power base has been completely eroded. I just had to try to deal with opening a local bank account for my business entity and had to call from the parking lot and end up being given an email address or a website address that I had to go to fill out an application and then wait for their email to get back to me to schedule an appointment a week later to then go meet somebody in person at the office. I was able for $31 the very next day to open an international virtual bank account with both European and US dollar banking credentials, routing numbers, and bank account numbers, and international transaction capability across the entire spectrum of political currencies anywhere in the world. And I did this remotely for $30 without having to deal with any of the paperwork and hassle with the local banks. These obsolete mausoleums are a waste of space and resources, and the people in it just don't realize it. And they're not about to admit it because their jobs, their lifetime, their careers have been invested in these entities. I've just now managed to, before getting on this live stream, successfully connect this prepaid card from the local grocery store that I have done KYC on and keep the bare minimum of interaction with any banking entities. The entire legacy industry, banking industry has records of my transactions, connected to my social security number, my bank photo IDs, and address they have for me with a handful of transactions over the last 12 months. There's a total of $11 in that account. I only occasionally will virtually deposit some funds in there and then just enough to spend it and just long enough for them to clear and then be spent and they're gone. I treat that account like it's a hot potato. Assets go in there and they go right the fuck out as soon as possible. I do not trust them. I barely use them as only an interfacing entity that is hot to the touch and I want nothing to do with it. And now I've just successfully interfaced this entity that would let me, if I was in the same location where I could put cash over the counter. Now I have to virtually make my deposits, but I can pay myself from my virtual business account, my personal payroll, as a direct deposit into this virtual account with a virtual ATM card, or prepaid debit card, with account credentials, routing number, and account number. All of this virtual. So I just connected this account in the few minutes before I got on this call with the Strike browser interface. So over this past week, I think it was the last recording even that I successfully made, I installed the Strike browser extension and got to the point where the next thing for me to do was to connect my bank account to it. I've just managed to successfully do so. So I'm going to demonstrate how this, with only $11 on this account, can now be used to integrate with the other Lightning wallet solution that I've just discovered this past week. The one that is even more virtual and not even an app. It's more of a browser interface that connects to your app, either one of two different apps. So you can use this browser interface now to put anything that exists on the other side of a URL. Anything with a web address can be put behind a Lightning Satoshi paywall. You can set the rate that people have to pay in Satoshis to access that. And that can be for a live stream broadcast like this, where I take one of the links from here. I could go take this YouTube link and I could post it on the other side of this paywall. In fact, I guess I should go ahead and do that. So I can pay myself and buy some Satoshis to send myself for my own live stream directly from my bank, my grocery store prepaid card that's funding my browser interface. So I'm going to try to do that right now while you guys watch, so you can get a sense of how this might all work. On the other side of that, I'm going to try to get to set up a recording of the first live stream that I made this week. Oh, it didn't work. I tried earlier and it got interrupted. I was hoping to do that today. I guess that's what I'll do with you guys tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is, with these other two apps, they're both set up more for recorded content. You can access some of the live stream content too if you set up an actual podcast, which I've not actually done yet. So I've made some of those steps along the way, but I haven't actually launched. And I was about to upload my first podcast broadcast, but got interrupted by internet stuff. My file never got uploaded. It took too long for the 2-hour-long video to upload, and process got interrupted and I have to start over. So I'm just going to focus on this one solution right now that's found at lnbits.com. That's lnbits.com. And I'm going to go there. I'm going to create a wallet, and I'm going to walk through the steps that I just laid out for myself as an outline of the order of operations for setting up this DJ live stream operational protocols. That's what I just established for myself. So I'm going to be sharing this slide deck that I'm using for my own notes here in the background. But I'm going to pull up my slide share here for you guys to watch and see if, let's see, where was I? Too many windows. I've got to simplify this process. There it is. Once I leave the screen, I've got too many other pop-ups and windows and apps open. Hello, Kitty. All right, screen share to LN Bits. Let's see if it's a new one. This is one I already set up earlier. I'm going to go ahead and start up a new one. Actually, I'll go ahead and set it up already. I'll just add a new track to this existing LN Bits account. Now, that doesn't help you guys as much, so I'll go ahead and just create a whole new wallet. Every wallet on LN Bits is attached to the URL address, so you have to save this URL address or you lose your wallet. You leave and forget where you were, and you don't access those funds in that account again. So this is not a particularly safe. It's a browser wallet that's just kind of a pass-through entity. It's not someplace that you park funds. The funds actually get parked in your phone on either self-custodial Zeus wallet or in let me get this typed in LN. There it is. Who knows where I want to go now? Or in Blue Wallet. So Blue Wallet is non-custodial. You're connecting to the node with Blue Wallet and using their node for the record of the Lightning transactions. Whereas Zeus, you connect Zeus with your self-hosted Lightning node, so you're maintaining all of those transactional records on your private ledger on your own hardware. So this is one of the issues regarding sovereignty that really comes up with the whole scaling debates and decentralization, is that there's an essential point people forget, that auditability and self-authentication matters. We have to be able to verify for ourselves privately wallet balances, transaction confirmations, and the software actually running, making certain that none of them have been compromised. There's risks to data being corrupted while in storage and in transit. And the only way to do this is to store it yourself and then use encrypted transit encrypted forms of communication from your own secure mobile device to your physical device parked at your secure physical location at home, on your office desk, in a locked closet safe. Because when you're doing this, there's nobody else that ever sees this record. You can connect this server from there into a couple of other major channels, and then infinite number of small channels. Every one of the vendors that you regularly interact with, you can create a channel with. The exchanges you regularly interact with, you create a channel with, and then you can open up your own node to interact with your personal community, your family, your friends, your trading associates in your neighborhood. And they can all piggyback on top of the security you're providing for everybody. This is one of the third layer solutions. So LN Bits is being built on top of the Lightning Network protocols as an open source solution by one of the more advanced developers in here, who's pointing out here in the corner that it runs on any one of these different variations of node software. So these over here are what you could be running in your own self-hosted servers that allow you to manage this even more securely than going into Blue Wallet. You could connect any of these nodes to instead your Zeus wallet, and then from there connect here to Lightning Bits. So we have a brand new wallet here. I'm going to call this, let's call it Sunday Live Test, Live Stream Test. I mean, I sure hope this is the right screen. It does not look to be. What do you guys see? Okay, looks like that's what you're seeing. All right, appears to be working. Hopefully this is recording. I may just be talking to myself and practicing. That's okay. So once we get in here, I'm going to practice just going right down my list. So one of the things on my list is to already have set up a password manager with a secure note enclave. So you can save the data, including this URL up here. So what I'd like to do is start immediately from the time I arrive and go find and record all of this data as I create it. So I'm going to add an item in my password manager. I'm adding a secure note. In the secure note, we're calling it Sunday Live Stream Wallet. And already have a folder set up. Where'd it go? LN Bits Wallets. And we're just going to type in here URL. I'm assuming you guys can still see this. So if you could not see that, I just created a secure note, named it after this wallet. And there we go. Saved it. Saved this wallet URL address in that secure note enclave so that I could access this wallet later before I put any funds in it. I already have it now behind an encrypted firewall. I'm already trusting that firewall with all of my passwords to all of my social media accounts, my banking accounts, my email accounts. I can trust it with my petty wallet URL. This is a short term holding facility for any money anyway. So right now, I recommend a handful of these, but I'm only going to focus on, where is it? DJ live stream, enable. That's the one I'm looking for. So, and I go, oops, I forgot. There's one other step. And I can do this because I have multiple devices with Blue Wallet on more than one of them. So I can connect my Android to this Blue Wallet. I can connect, well, I have my other Blue Wallet connected to one of the others. I'm sure I could add an unlimited number of these to do it all within one app on one device. So in Blue Wallet, I go and add a wallet, and I'm going to add a Lightning wallet, but first I need to add, that's where I'm at. I have to write the extensions. User manager. Okay, so what I need to do is, let's see if it'll let me. It may be too late. So LND Hub lets you access LN bits from Blue Wallet and Zeus. It even lays it right out here for you, makes it easy to remember what it's for. Because I'm streaming this and going to these sites too, apparently it's going to be a little slow. None of y'all interacting. I might as well just record this without the live stream slowing it down. Let's see. I guess I can ask, because the one member of the Telegram channel that wants to watch is not willing to connect the microphone and use or create a Facebook profile. Chief, are you with me? All right, let's see. Now it should let me. Okay, it's enabled. Need to go in LND Hub. All right, I have a silent witness at least. Okay, so there's two different types here. So I can just have kind of like a watch only address, or I can have one that can spend as well and pay from here. So that's the admin URL, means the mobile wallet will be able to pay invoices, so it can spend out of here. The invoice URL just means it has authorization to read your payments and invoices. It's a read-only wallet, so it just keeps track of everything here but can actually spend it. So like members of my team that I want to have keeping track of these things for me, I could give the invoice URL to and use the admin URL for actually custodying the assets. So I'm going to name this Sunday live stream wallet. Oh, cool. Looks like somebody else is here watching too. Guess I'm not entirely. Recording only. Feel free to ask a question, guys. I'm seeing your text. So I'm just in Blue Wallet right now. I'm given three choices when I add a wallet. It can be a Bitcoin wallet, a Lightning wallet, or a Vault wallet that's a multi-signature wallet for higher value amounts. So Blue Wallet has multiple features built into it. I'll go over that more on one of these next live streams over the next few days. But this is one of the. Oh, so need to connect to my LND hub. That's what it asks. Now I import, and then I scan. We'll see if this works. This is my damaged phone. It has a lens that does not want to. Okay, it's still focused well enough to scan that QR code. And I now have it added to my Blue Wallet. It's importing it right now. Show that later. So now that I have this set up to receive any funds from this wallet, this is going to, anybody was to pay with this DJ live stream funding that I'm about to create will go directly into my phone. Nobody will have any record of it anywhere except for the Blue Wallet node. If it was my own node, it would only exist on my Raspberry Pi device on my desk, and there'd be a record from each of the individuals that sent me however much they choose to send. So this is a voluntary amount that does not have to be paid. There's a suggested rate with a minimum of like 1 cent and a maximum of $50,000 is I think what I said for mine. If you like what I'm laying down and you get value of it, you can come back later when you do a live stream and you make yourself $20,000 in an hour live streaming to your 100,000 person audience. Go ahead and come back and send me a tip. This is a reusable wallet. These are pretty cool how this works. I'm going to show you how to do this right now and try to set it up so that I can pay from my Strike browser extension directly to start funding this Blue Wallet on my phone, taking money from my prepaid debit card through my browser extension with the Strike integration directly into my Blue Wallet for watching my own live stream. For as long as I'm live streaming here, I'll end up streaming myself sats. So I'm going to go ahead and review my list here. That's the wrong page. That's the one. I'm just trying to make sure that I got it correct. So even though I can, no doubt, figure this out. I wrote this whole list from memory, so I'm sure I could go through this process from memory. I just now want to make sure that they are both aligned. So create a new track. So add a new track, first step. Then I name a producer. Producer OV1. Thank you very much. Track name. Sunday live stream. Track price. Let's make it. Well, I'm sending myself sats from fiat right now on an account that I don't actually have a way to spend this $10, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make this. Well, in case any of you guys happen to have some sats, I'll make it reasonable. Let's just make it 1,000. Okay, so now it's asking for download URL. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the Telegram chat where I posted this YouTube link. And then paste it in place. Oh, for some reason, that's what I'm already listed. Am I not? No, this is a new wallet. Let's just call it Busking for Bitcoin as the producer of the Sunday live stream. Enter. All right, there, it took that time. Now it's going to let me add the track. So now I come back up in here I can make this the current track here. And I can set the percentage rate here. So this percentage rate could be divided up amongst a number of producers. So I could go in and create a handful of producers. Could be each member of the band, could be the band and the promoter, could be the band and the event host, could be a nonprofit, could have it spread amongst a number of producers, or just have it at 100% like this. I'm going to have it all come to the Sunday live stream test wallet. Okay, so now what is next, you ask? So let me point out here there how to use AdTrack's profit. It's not very useful right now. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is walk you guys through this in a more practical sense, because the guy that wrote this stuff doesn't necessarily understand how to explain it to somebody else that already doesn't know what it's supposed to do. So there is a short video that I'll share, 4 or 5 minutes, put out with only a handful of people that have watched it yet. But it goes over the same stuff, but not quite as complete as far as like this step right here. So now he mentions that you need to save that URL. But what I like to do is also, so I'll go in and here's the pay code that I would copy and paste for anybody to copy and paste themselves into any of their Lightning wallets. And that would take them right to the paywall that they once paid, would then give them the URL to be able to access the video. So this creates the text version. I'm going to show you what this looks like if you're able to see, which you might not. And add it to that note. That I had created earlier. Oh, how do I get back to it? All right, I guess how am I going to do that? All right, I'm going to have to stop this live stream for a second, at least the screen share portion, so that I can open up my window with my password manager. Get back to that file that I opened through the extension earlier, because I created that note through the extension instead of already having this open. I'm not even certain that you guys were able to see it. Just playing it safe. These password managers end up becoming basically the master key to the entire kingdom that protects the king's treasury. Do I recommend LNBits as a Lightning wallet for a beginner? I recommend LNBits as a Lightning wallet for a beginner musician who wants to monetize their live streams of their music to their audience. I recommend Blue wallet to beginners, and then a Blue wallet beginner can then integrate that with LNBits and Strike, that I also recommend to beginners that are more accustomed to, remember what I'm staying on here, that are the beginners that are already using the KYC accounts, credit cards, debit cards, have money. So what we're trying to do with Strike basically is facilitate people that have capital already stored within the legacy banking system, moving it directly into the Lightning Network. So the other options for streaming that are more phone-based and not browser-based for streaming your content for Satoshis are Sphinx and Breeze, which each have a number of unique features to them. And I'll go over each of those in a dedicated hour-long live stream over the next couple days. I'm going to go ahead and keep live streaming an hour or so every day for the rest of the week. And then I'm going to only have the recorded content available through the Telegram channel. All of the public channels, I'm going to wipe that information off of and start over again following on Monday, and start releasing in a drip form all of that fresh live stream content starting again next Monday. This was kind of a practice round as I'm working through these things for the first time myself. I'm figuring out so many different technologies at once. I wanted at least one round of repetition. This is part of the practice when learning something, you do it once and then teach it once, and then you really start to understand it. So this is my doing it once. Next week, I'll be focusing more on teaching it, because then once I've done it, I'll be more solid on the content, order of operations, have more organized step-by-step lists and processes for others to follow behind me, because right now this is brand new territory. What I'm doing live for you here is effectively using a machete to carve a new path up a mountain. So this is uncharted terrain. We're exploring new waters. I have a lot of experience as a Bitcoin banker, sailing the crypto seas. My writing the book prepared me to learn all of this, recognize what was possible right now. Okay, so I just saved the LN URL. It's long, but not exceptionally long. There is more in here in this LN bits that I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to open that back up again. So this is so brand new. It literally has just launched in the last few weeks, the last few months. This is all beta. So any money actually passed through here could potentially be lost. This streaming 1,000 Satoshi payment I'm about to make from my Stripe wallet may or may not end up being lost if I get any of this wrong. I'm pretty confident in all these processes. I've already tested it once. So I'm going to show you the rest. There's more. Where is it? Okay, here. So here's the wallet address for the Busking for Bitcoin producers. So this is the wallet address for, let's see, I want to copy and paste this link, because this is the address where the payments that are 100% of this 1,000 Satoshis are going to go to, because the producer of this is getting 100%, I believe. But it may be reversed. It may only be getting the DJ live. No. There it is. The Sunday live stream wallet may end up with all of this payment, and none of it may go to the producer. We'll see. I'm not actually certain how that works. That's part of what I think I decide right now. So the producer didn't already set that. No, I have this set at 100. That's set for current track. I have that copy and pasted. So let me go back into my folder here and save this and mark what it is. This is the asking for Bitcoin. Oh, and bits wallet. So that provides the URL address that would bring me to the LN Bits page, where the funds for the producer would be accessed. So this would create one of these for, say, in a band of 4 musicians, there would be 25% going to each of these 4 different wallets. Each of those musicians would want to save this copy for themselves. So I'm not saving that yet because I'm still working on it. There's more data. Where else? The other thing I like to do is I save this image. So I save the image as Sunday live stream, LN Bits wallet. And I have a LN Bits folder already in my desktop. So what was that again? Sunday streaming. And Bits Wallet. So this is the wallet and the one that I just saved was where the funds go to. This QR code that I'm saving right now is what is presented to the audience. This is what the audience will scan with their phones. This could be posted anywhere on Twitter, anywhere on Facebook. It could be an image on top of your live stream. It could be posted inside the chats anywhere, on any platform that you can post a PNG, and you can save it as a JPEG if you want as well. So I'm actually going to test that right now. Let's see. Oh, here's another cool thing. So let's see how much this. So Strike, because I have the Strike wallet integrated. So now I have this set up. It leads to this live stream. I have it set up so that the funds go to my Blue wallet. I have my Strike all ready to make a payment, even though it's stored as US dollars in a grocery store prepaid card. I'm going to, in theory right now, make a 1,000 Satoshi payment from that prepaid grocery card that then opens up the live stream on the other side. So let's see what I'm going to do before I do that. Let's see. So I'm going to pull this into a new window. All right. So last time I just clicked on it and it pulls up a pop-up for Strike, asks me if I want to pay it. So any website that this link is posted on, anybody that has the Strike app installed, it's an invalid invoice. What the? It's not wanting to post like that for some reason. I had this issue come up yesterday. How did I work it out? Oh. See, this is why we're beta testing this stuff, because it wasn't the pay code. Is that I just put in. What I need here is a picture of this. Oh, maybe if I copy and pasted it. I don't think it did that, but I'm going to try to just copy that image, paste that image in here. No, did not let me. So where do I find the invoice? Download URL. That's not it. What's this do? Sunday live stream. Copy raw code. How did I do it yesterday? And I just pulled this off the other day. No, actually, I think I didn't pull it off with Strike. I made it work with my phone app. So I'm going to go ahead and pay myself from one of my other Lightning wallets while I have this pulled up, and then I'll think about how to make this Strike integration work. Got to get that fixed. I'm going to have to reach out to Strike. I'm sure they're pretty responsive. Let's see. I need some money in my Breeze wallet so that I can pay for some of these podcasts and reward some of my favorite podcasters. Oh, it has a built-in point of sale. That's interesting. That's cool. That's not what I'm wanting to do, though. Go to my balance. Send. Pay invoice. Oh, no. I want to receive. Receive. Oh. Hello. And once again, I'm going to go back to Blue Wallet on my other phone. It just lets me press send and then scan. And I wonder if that's going to work. The camera's blocking the video. That appears to have worked. Actually, I think it got it wrong. I'll pull the camera out of the way this time. It was blocking the QR code and it misread it. I'm sure it's going to work this time. So how do I get this to work with Strike? Paste a Lightning invoice to pay. And this is an LN URL. Maybe I just need to go into Strike. I'll try copy LN URL code. And try opening a new window with it. See if Strike likes that. There it is. It's just asking me to pay 100 sats. 100? It should have been 1,000. That was the wrong invoice. Yeah, that's not where those go either. Oh, Sunday live stream. This is wrong one. Sunday live stream test. Yeah. Current track. Sunday live stream. Playing. Revenue to keep. 100%. I'm supposed to charge 1,000. It's only charging 100. Only asking for 100 sats. But it may keep on streaming over time as I keep listening. Hello, you're supposed to open, or you're not. Oh, there's the 100 sats. But where is my video on the other side? Why did it pay 100? I can dismiss that now. My rate's 1,000. It did not take me where it was supposed to. Can't say as this is working properly right now. Not even like I got it to just yesterday. Bummer. All right, I'm getting cotton mouth. I've been talking for nearly an hour here. I obviously need to keep on working on some of this some more to figure out these details. Get all these pieces of this massive jigsaw puzzle to work for us properly. I'm going to pick this up again in the morning after working on this some more the rest of the evening. Don't need to keep the live stream going while I deal with all these petty details. Figuring out how to integrate all these apps. Eventually this will be easier for us. But this ends up being the back office sort of... yes, this would work for any musician, any content provider, whether they're a podcaster, a dancer, an acrobat, a theater performer, a cam girl. This could work for anybody that can put any content people are willing to pay to get to the other side of the URL. Bring them to this Telegram group and the Facebook group if they already have a Facebook profile. This next week, I'm going to be kind of like fire hosing content on Telegram, and on the YouTube and the Facebook groups, I'm going to be kind of like drip feeding content. I'm trying to not record and archive as much on those public channels as on the Telegram group that I have more autonomy and control of. And that's where a lot of the crypto people are that I'm trying to teach how to use these tools as well. So basically, I'm trying to use people from use YouTube and Facebook to recruit users from there onto Telegram and into my own group, and then into even more private platforms from there. So I've got a couple of you, I guess, on the Telegram chat. If you have any more questions, go ahead and post them there. And I'm going to go ahead and shut down the live stream unless I have any questions right now. I'm going to keep on working out these details for us and get back to you guys in the morning with hopefully some progress on the podcast on the other side of Breeze, so that I can maybe make a paywall payment to get to the recording that I am going to upload this evening onto BitChute. So I'm trying to get a BitChute and Odyssey account to work to archive the recordings that then have a Satoshi paywall in front of them that I create using this LNBit solution. There is another solution. This is not the only one. There is a competitor to this that actually, I suppose I should go ahead while I have you on the line and I'm on this topic. I'll spend a few more minutes. Let's see if I can remember what it's called. I'll have you here watching me. Paywall. Just saw it. Reminded me it's a similar but different solution. It's actually, in my opinion, more user-friendly as far as wallet storage goes, because you create a password and username, so you can end up accessing it in an easier manner through your password manager, as opposed to just a URL, which is pretty insecure as far as that goes. So basically that URL gets exposed. Yeah, I'm not remembering it right now. I guess I'll have that option ready to bring up tomorrow. So tomorrow morning stream around 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to go over the Breeze wallet and this other paywall solution. I'm glad you guys were able to join me. I'm really enjoying discovering these solutions. Have a nice evening. Adios, y'all.